right, beautiful people, so what we've got. So we're going to look at a graphic organizer, or create a graphic organizer, I should say, that is going to show us the fall of Rome. But we're going to break it up into two different parts here. So what we're going to do is first, we're going to start off with the fall of Rome. All right. What I want to put is, though, immediate causes. Immediate causes. Now, what I mean by that is causes that will happen like at the end, like when the end was actually happening to Rome. All right. So fall of Rome, immediate causes. So number one for this would be, I'm gonna put a different color here. Let's go red. All right. First group would be the pressure from this group in the east, the Huns. Yes, so they were pressuring everybody up in the northeast to move toward Rome. Okay, so that's one thing that's going to lead to the fall of Rome. Like, there you go. All right, and we'll go number two. You got Attila in there, Attila the Hun, and just the Huns and just their horrible demeanor and everything that they were able to do. All right, here we go. So the next one would be, because of Attila the Hun and the Huns, the pressure, there's going to be an invasion, all right, by the group that's just kind of in the way. That's your Germanic tribes. This is your Ostrogoths and Visigoths, the Angles and the Saxons, the Vandals. All right, lots of different groups there. So pressure from the Huns led to the invasion of Germanic tribes. All right, the next thing. Now, the third thing that will happen, I'm going to turn this into green here, I should say. Because all this is going on, leading to the fall of Rome, there will be the sack of the city of Rome. The city itself will fall, all right, to the Germanic tribes. All right, and we can kind of, I'll end it like this. Because of all that, and you got to say is the conquest of invaders. So just kind of bring all this together. You've got the pressure from the Huns leading to the invasion of Germanic tribes. They wanted to do it anyways. They sack Rome, and this is showing you other places in the Roman Empire, especially in the West. So there's your immediate causes. Now, what we want to do from there is, now, I'm going to take this graphic organizer, and we're going to talk about all right, these are the big ones to me. These are the long-term causes. These are the ones that just built up for over 300 years. All right, long-term causes. They built up over 300 years. With the death of Marcus Aurelius, and then starting off with the first bad emperor, his son, Commodus. All right. Y'all may know these. So there's four. All right, we'll just go ahead and put them down. There's military reasons. Okay, then you've got economic reasons. And you've got political reasons. And lastly, but definitely not least, are the social reasons. Now, this could come in any order. It doesn't have to be in this order right here. The military is not the most important. Economics not the most important. Political is not the most important. Social is not the most important. They all literally will go together. All right, let's look at the military. All right. what was happening to them, they started just getting, there was just a lack of training and discipline. This is what really, in my opinion, held Rome together. Its army was something special. All right. And they had great training and great discipline. The time went on. Nope, not anymore. So this is a big mistake. They began to, because they had bad soldiers weren't any good, they hired mercenaries. All right. They would hire people from the outside. They were actually hiring some of the Germanic tribes to fight for them. And this is not going to work very good. They're not loyal to Rome. They're loyal to money. That's right. And the last thing, the invasions will eventually just overwhelm the military. The military is just going to lose. All right. There's other things you could put right there, but I'm going to leave it just like that. All right, economic reasons. Give us a few here. First thing. Oh my goodness, this is bad. We don't like this at all. Heavy taxes. I'm talking the tax situation got out of control. All right, next thing. Because the farmers couldn't make a lot of money, the farmers, that's a F, farmers. The farmers leave their land. And go to the big cities to try to find something free, all right, to help themselves out and their families. The middle class, because of this, do you want this to be your biggest class? That means everybody's working. The middle class literally just disappears, y'all. All you have is a bunch of poor and a few rich. So the middle class disappears. And the last thing is just too much slave labor. Too much slave labor. And you could put on top of that, because of this, there was no incentive or no reason to make, and this is something that's kept us going for a long time, technology. No reason to invent new things. People were just struggling to survive. Rich were taking care of the rich, and everybody else was poor. And poor just struggling to survive. When you have a huge middle class, you actually produce things. All right, takes us to the next problem. The political problems. Many corrupt leaders. So a lot of the leaders, they just took care of themselves. They didn't care anything about the people. All right, and so because of this, this leads to just political instability. You don't know what's going to happen with the leaders. They, for one moment, they're on your side. The next moment, they're taking things away from you. They're not treating you like an equal at all, like they have to care about you. All right, here's a big one. Then the leaders do this. They divide the empire into West and East. They divided the empire into West and East, and that really did weaken the West. The East did not help the West. And that's going to end up being some big problems. And the last one in political is this. People stopped. There's lots of ways to say this. I'm going to say the people stopped trusting the leaders. Or stopped supporting the government. All right. And the last one, and there's so much you can write right here, that is going to be the social problems. So it would go like this. So rich were selfish. They only took care of themselves. They didn't think about the poor man. They didn't think about the middle class going away. Luxury is all the rich wanted. All they cared about was the coolest, latest, neatest looking thing that they could have. It was all about entertainment and stuff like that. Next thing. The bread and circuses. The gladiator games and the free food, that was just a distraction. And the people they just like fell into it. They liked all that free stuff, and it ended up hurting them by just going after pleasure instead of actually focusing on what the problems were, where nobody was actually getting out there and working and producing any things. All right. Let's kick this up and up. A decline in, watch this word, morals. Moral decay is the way I like to say that. Really bad. Okay, the people just didn't choose to do what's right. So a decline in morals. Next thing, a decline in patriotism. No love for Rome anymore. Yeah. They just kind of kicked Rome to the curb. Like it didn't matter. Everybody was taking care of themselves. They were selfish. No discipline. Again, people are just chasing what the next fun thing is to do. They were not disciplined in order to try to get things right. And last thing, I'll put this in here. Romans felt no duty to help Rome. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of things, I'm telling you, there's a lot more you can put on all of these long-term causes. And the immediate causes, you could definitely like flesh out a little bit more, talk about each one. But there's your overview, guys. Rome will fall. Yes, this is the last few minutes of Rome right here. The Huns are coming in. The Germanic tribes are coming in. Remember, the Huns don't take over Rome. The Huns just got to push the Germanic tribes toward Rome, and then they sack Rome. All right. This conquest by the invaders is the reason, yes, why Rome fell. But all these long-term causes is the build up to that right there. The military's just, they hadn't trained very well. They're not disciplined. They got to start paying folks to fight in the army. That is just ridiculous. And the invasions just overwhelmed the military. The tax burden, y'all, we got to remember that for ourselves right there. All right, middle class is disappearing. Big, big deal. We don't have to worry about the slave labor anymore. We fixed that here. But this right here, no incentive. People didn't have an incentive to produce new things. All right, politics, corrupt leaders, dividing the empire in half. People just didn't trust the leaders. A little bit of that today, maybe. But lastly, the social part, man, it's really all about people didn't care. Decline in morals. They didn't choose what's right. All right, they didn't care about their country. They weren't disciplined. Anyways, all right, there we go. There's a good look at it all. I hope you like this. Finish it up. Here we go. Thanks for watching.